Hey, fifth grade. Today we're going to talk about our Unit 1, Part 1 Word Wisdom Words, and you need to go to page 8 in your workbook. At the top of the page it says, use the words correctly in writing. Rewrite each sentence in your own words and then include the word in parentheses. And I want you guys to know that the answers are going to vary. There's more than one way to include these vocabulary words into your sentences. So I don't know what you've written, but I do want you to try to check your answers with my answers and know that there are multiple ways to answer these questions or these sentences. So number one, it says some sandwiches have vegetables but no meat. And I wanted to show you that there are more than one way. So here I have some sandwiches are vegetarian because they don't have meat. Another way you could write it is vegetarian sandwiches are meatless. And then a third way you can write it is a meatless sandwich is vegetarian. And you might even have something different. But what you do need to know is vegetarian is always going to modify the noun sandwiches. Okay? The second question, or second, I keep on saying question, the second sentence is, people passing by the bakery can breathe in the smell. And the word aroma can actually replace a lot of those little words. So people passing by the bakery can breathe in the aroma, or people passing by the bakery smell an aroma, or people passing by the bakery can take in the aroma. All of that would work. Number 3, let's look at this one. The guests enjoyed the dip before the meal. That's the sentence. But again, there's lots of ways you can write it. The guests enjoyed the appetizer. The guests enjoyed the dip appetizer. Or the dip appetizer was enjoyed by all. There are many, many ways you can write the sentence to include the word appetizer. The one thing you don't need to do, though, is to say the guests enjoyed the appetizer before the meal, because that's kind of redundant. Appetizers are always served before the meal, so you don't need to say the guests enjoyed the appetizer before the meal. That's repetitive. Number 4, chew slowly and don't gobble up your food. So you could say chew slowly and don't devour it, or you could say don't devour it, chew slowly, or you could say you should chew slowly, not devour your food. Any of those work. Number 5, a large salad can serve as a whole filling meal. Just like with the appetizer one, you don't want to say a large salad can serve as a whole filling meal entree. That's repetitive, that's redundant. So get rid of the whole filling meal, get rid of that, and then to say a large salad can serve as an entree. Number 6, let's look at number 6, because it depends on how you want to word this. Number 6, first of all, the sentence is, people can celebrate a harvest with a feast, and you need to put the word abundant in there, but you can do it 2 different ways. People can celebrate an abundant harvest with a feast, or you can say people can celebrate a harvest with an abundant feast. Doesn't matter if abundant is modifying the feast or if abundant is modifying the harvest. All right, next one. Number 7, I enjoy every bite, said the diner. You could say, I savor every bite, said the diner. You could actually reverse the order and say the diner said, I savor every bite. Number 8, spices can make a dish very tasty. Some of you guys might have written flavorful dishes have a lot of spices. Some people might have written spices can make a dish flavorful. Some people might say something like spices in a dish make it flavorful. Number 9, junk food tastes good, but it's bad for you. Junk food is not nutritious because it's bad for you. Or junk food tastes good, but it is not nutritious. Or you could say junk food tastes good, but it is not nutritious because of what's inside of it. I don't know. That was a weird one. But the point is, you don't need to have the sentence be exactly like mine. There are multiple ways of doing it. Last one, number 10. The pastry baker was trained in France. You could say the pastry chef was trained in France. You could say the chef was trained in France. You could say the chef was trained in France to make pastries. lots of different ways to do it. But what you do need to make sure of is that you've included that word in parentheses. There are 10 words in this unit: vegetarian, aroma, appetizer, devour, entree, abundant, savor, flavorful, nutritious, and chef. And it's really important that you say these words, you spell these words correctly. If in your word wisdom workbook you're not spelling the words correctly, then you're just basically you're making a habit out of misspelling the words. That's not cool. So make sure you're spelling the words correctly and make sure you have the words in parentheses inside of your sentence. I'm looking for one more thing I wanted to show you, but I don't know where it is right now. All right, well, I might have to find it later and show it to you. Last thing is that on page 9, when we were going over page 9 in class, a number of you guys answered the questions on numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. You answered the questions yes and no, but you didn't write why. It's very important to go beyond the yes and the no. You need to explain your reasoning for why you said yes or why you said no. All right? So keep studying those vocabulary words. You do have to know the definitions. You do have to know the spellings. You have to know the part of speech, and by that I mean, is the word a noun? Is the word an adjective? Is the word a verb? Can the word be a noun and an adjective? Can the word be a verb and a noun? And then finally, when you guys are familiar with the words and feeling good about the words, I have 2 things that you need to do. 1, when you are having a meal with your family members, use some of the words. And then 2, when you are using the words, ask and encourage your family members to use the words back to you, because you actually need to hear the words more than 10 times in order for your brain to know those words. So the more you use it, the more you write, the more you say them, the better you'll learn the words. All right, see you in class.